Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff, and today I have the iloome ScreenMate tempered glass screen protector. Now, I've reviewed one of these before already for the iPhone 5. It was the Spigen Glass TR, which was a fantastic, phenomenal product. Basically, having one of these glass screen protectors is like having a piece of Gorilla Glass on top of your Gorilla Glass. That way, if you were to drop your screen, the screen protector itself absorbs that impact and you don't end up harming your display below. So I find that so awesome as compared to so many other types of screen protectors because they don't have that type of impact absorption. Also, if your protector happens to suffer from any type of deep scratching, the screen below it is going to be completely protected because it's thick enough so that it can't get through it. Alrighty, so now that you know about the general awesomeness of these types of screen protectors and why they are quite effective, I want to jump into iloome's own tempered glass screen protector. The branding for this product is quite appealing, and what you can see here in bold that is very hard to miss, it says surface hardness of 9H. Now I think that is something that is very important to talk about because a lot of people may have no idea what that means. So when talking about these screen protectors, they have a composition that is very similar to Gorilla Glass. And Gorilla Glass has a surface hardness of 7H on the Mohs scale of hardness. Now that is a relative scale of mineral hardness that goes from 1 to 10, which basically means that the ones that have a lower hardness are easily scratched by the ones of a higher hardness. Or if you have two minerals with the exact same hardness, they can scratch each other. So then, if Gorilla Glass has a hardness of 7H, how did they figure that this screen protector here, which is like Gorilla Glass, has a surface hardness of 9H? Well, actually it's talking about a different type of hardness scale altogether. They call it the pencil hardness test. You know those pencils back at school, you know, number 2 pencils, and you'd write with them and you would turn in those papers, and then we got rid of them and we started typing on keyboards. Yeah, well, those things are still around. So they use them still in manufacturing places, testing out the finish on certain things like desks and tables and even screen protectors like this one. So what they do is they take out their full range of pencils and they start scratching away at whatever finish they're checking out. And they notice with this screen protector that if they take number 2 pencil, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, all the way up till number 9, an 8 won't be able to scratch it, but a 9H pencil will be able to. So that just means in terms of a finish or in terms of whatever, it's very resistant to scratches. But that still doesn't mean that nothing can scratch it, which is a major misconception a lot of the times with these things. So I'm getting a little bit nitpicky with the packaging here, and I'm noticing that they say no scratches. I would not say no scratches. That's actually a little bit unfair. It should say scratch resistant because things like sand will scratch the heck out of this type of screen protector. Also, sharp objects will scratch it. It should not say no scratches. Now, it's also got an oleophobic coating on it, which helps to keep fingerprints and other oily things not off the display, but makes it easy to wipe off. So this says no smudges or fingerprints. I don't really like that either because you can see that it's got all kinds of fingerprints on it, but if I take it and I wipe it on my shirt or my pants or whatever, that those fingerprints go away fairly easily. It is incredibly shock absorbent. I am very confident that if you were to drop your phone on the floor, it would crack the screen protector and your glass below it would be safe. A reason for that is because it's actually shatterproof. So since there is like a silicone layer that keeps it like an adhesive to the actual screen itself, that seems to help it be shatter resistant so that those shards don't actually penetrate that layer of that silicone that's attached to the screen. So that means if there are sharp shards from it falling and cracking, that it's not touching the screen at all and it's not going to scratch your display or crack it. I'm actually going to break this screen protector in a couple of minutes and prove that theory. So as far as what you get in the package, just kind of shimmy it apart like such. You get a iloome screen protector. You get a little cleaning cloth to help get rid of any type of smudges or fingerprints. It's a decent microfiber cleaning cloth. Since it was Christmas time, they gave me this cute red button and green button. Then they also give you an installation card so that you can get it installed correctly, hopefully the first time. Looking at the screen protector itself, you have 2 tabs here, which actually are for coverings that help to both protect the screen protector and protect the adhesive layer until you're ready to apply it. When you are ready to apply this, I recommend going into a bathroom and turning on the shower for about 5 minutes so that it gets really steamy in there like a sauna. That way all the dust settles so that when you go to apply the screen protector, you won't get any little dust particles underneath anywhere. That gets infuriating because it's not so good to pull this up again and try to reposition it. It can kind of compromise the adhesive. So really you get one shot at applying these things. But otherwise, when you're applying it, I recommend holding it this way once you remove the adhesive back layer. And you want to line it up just right on the outline of the phone itself. Make sure you get the home button lined up, make sure you get the earpiece lined up, then go ahead and drop it. Once you have it dropped in place, you can tap the center of the screen and you will see the adhesive start to move throughout the screen protector and to actually form really well to the screen itself. One thing that I had noticed with the screen protector is that once the adhesive had fully formed over the whole display, it was a little bit cloudy. Now, I don't know if that was because I was in a sauna type bathroom to where I had some moisture on the screen below it, but it did go away after 24 hours. So there was some cloudiness at first, which was the adhesive itself, but once it had a chance to settle down in place, there were no bubbles, there was no cloudiness, it's 100% crystal clear. So one of the things that I really love is that not only did they manage to pull this down in thickness from 0.5 millimeters to 0.4 millimeters, it's also incredibly crystal clear and is very touch responsive. So you don't lose any of the touch responsiveness whatsoever with this screen protector. It's a little bit thinner than Spiegel's, so I noticed that the glare isn't as bad either. Once you start getting a thicker screen protector, it starts, being more glary, glarish, glaring, whatever you want to call it. I've got a nice Christmassy red home button here. I'm going to try to get that formed in place. Yeah, it goes on very easy. Just press down on that adhesive and there it is. Very clicky. Actually perfect size, that's great. It's not clinging to any of the sides and making it hard to press. Now, as far as scratches, I've had this screen protector on for about a month and I just had it in this little bumper case thing from Spigen SGP. I did drop my phone on the floor and the screen protector did very well to protect it from that drop. And you can see that I have achieved a nice scratch here. That's because there was some type of dirt or grit on my flooring. So you can see that dirt does scratch it and actually does scratch it pretty deeply. That's a little bit frustrating. But that's exactly what happens with Gorilla Glass. So living proof. Otherwise, I do have several scratches on this screen protector. You can see them glittering in the light there. I'm actually surprised at the amount of scratches that I ended up accumulating because admittedly the Glass T from Spigen SGP did a lot better in a month's period of time of use than what I am seeing here. I don't know if there's something going on with the integrity of that oleophobic coating. Let me do a breath test so that I can show you what else it is that I see here. Now the breath test reveals just how many scratches are on here. Usually the scratches are of the oleophobic coating and not necessarily the glass itself. Unless they go deep and they are glimmering and catched by the light, those aren't really scratches, but rather scratches of the coating. But you can see here, this is just from rubbing it against my pants here and there, putting it in and out of my pocket, and I am seeing quite a bit of scratches in that layering or that coating that's on there. So, scratch resistant, and I bet you sand or particles in my pocket. Quartz sand will scratch your display. And it's apparently able to scratch this quite easily as well. Now, I do have to give iloome props for making this just so thin. I'm going to try a couple of different cases on it to see what type of cases you can get away with. I'm going to start off with a silicone case. This is a Sadio Active case for the iPhone 5. It's also got this rigid skeleton to help give it another layer of impact absorption. So I've gotten it on successfully and it doesn't look too bad. It does bubble just a small bit, but this is pretty acceptable actually. It's not bad at all. So yeah, you can use something with this very easily like the Sadio Active case. Now this is probably one of the most awesome cases to put on here. This is the Spigen X Slim Neo Hybrid case. The silicone piece goes on very easily and it actually meets right at where the glass starts, so it fits perfectly. Since this screen protector is so thin, even the X Slim is able to come up past the screen protector. Pretty awesome combination there, no problem. But how about more rigid cases? Rigid cases, ones that go over the whole phone and are form-fitting. for example, would be a life-proof case. So I would not go for a really rigid case with this. I would stay away from OtterBox Defender series. Even the OtterBox Commuter series, I'm not quite sure. You could try taking it into a Best Buy or a store where you get to try out that case on it. It just has to be one that doesn't go up over this glass here, because then it won't fit quite right. But ones that work out are the silicone cases, and this is the Neo Hybrid X Slim from Spigen SGP. That'll work just fine with this particular screen protector. Now I'm going to take the screen protector off, and I want to see how it reacts to cracking. Let's see if I can pull this up. Actually, that's coming up really easy. Make sure I don't put too much force to break it. That was quite easy to take off. Yeah, actually, no issue. But we're gonna do something else. Oh, it says it's shatterproof, so in theory it shouldn't hurt me. Woo! So you can see that cracked, but it did not shatter. Wow, that was loud! So this is the touch side here, and when you turn it over, this is the adhesive side. And just as I had thought and hoped, this adhesive side has that silicone type of adhesive that keeps me from feeling any of these cracks. So that's excellent. If you were to drop the phone and this were to break, like you're seeing here, you're not feeling it against your display. So that means it shouldn't cause any scratching or damaging to your display whatsoever. So thank you everybody for watching. This has been Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, you can be my friend on Facebook, and you can add me on Google+, all from my main YouTube channel page. Go to the right-hand side and there are links on that right-hand side for you to click on. This is actually a pretty decent product as far as impact absorption and for protecting your screen against scratches. I have a little bit of complaints about this scratching more easily than I would like it to scratch, because the Spigen alternative, the Glass T, held up so much better to scratches. I don't know if that has to do with the oleophobic layer that they're using or what. So it is a good product, just be wary that it will scratch here and there as you're using it. Other than that, it's a very substantial product. It's very clear. There are no problems with the touch screen at all. It's very thin, so a lot of cases work with it. So it does just what it's supposed to do. It protects your screen without taking away any functionality. So check them out, iloome.com. I think they have this on sale right now for the holiday season. So have a wonderful night, everybody. Goodbye!